This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in places that could expose you to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity is stolen, their US-based restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed or your money back. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
Welcome to the 5 o'clock show. It's time for Common Sense. Now, it's Katz and Cosby with John Catsimatidis and Rita Cosby, standing for truth, justice, and the American way, bringing common sense to the world. Now, here's John Catsimatidis and Rita Cosby.
Well, what does that mean? Where the heck are we, Rita?
I think we need Clint Eastwood, first of all, because that's definitely Clint Eastwood.
The big showdown.
In the studio with us, we have Judge Richard Weinberg. We have GOP Chairman Ed Cox and Governor David Paterson. 3 lawyers across the way in case we need any legal advice.
That's very good. And you and I pretend like we're lawyers, right? So it's rubbing off on us.
Honorary lawyers.
Honorary. That's good. By the way, big news today, and we're going to have John Solomon joining us, John, in just about 2 or 3 minutes for the very latest. But there is big news, and from Washington, House Republicans striking a deal to forestall the government shutdown. And apparently Trump says that he wants to pass it tonight. It looks like they have reached a plan B. That looks a lot better than plan
John
A.
Solomon is going to tell us what's in that bill?
He's going to, hopefully less than 1,500 pages, which was what the first version was. Yeah, I mean, that first version, Judge Weinberg, was a mess.
It packed everything in Schumer's and Hakeem Jeffries' wish list. So, for example...
Then why did Mike Johnson go for it?
Because he had some dissident Republicans who said they would never vote for any continuing resolution, any extension on the budget ceiling. They just didn't want to do it. So it always forces the Republican leadership that only has a couple of votes.
No, but they were going to go for it until Trump stood up and said no way.
Because they needed the votes from the Democrats. Because the Republicans pushed the Democrats in a position of power.
I would have held off to January 3rd and said the heck with it. Nobody's going to work the last 2 weeks of Christmas anyway.
They don't work. John, they don't work anyway.
Yeah.
They don't go in the office.
President-elect Trump wanted to get it off the...
Wait, we need your mic on. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, President Trump wanted...
No, it's not on.
It's not on. So, yeah, borrow the Gov's mic. You guys got to share the mic. There it is.
President-elect Trump just wanted to get it over with so he can have a clearer running for his agenda right
on January 3rd.
On January 20th, yeah.
But Ed, it's a slim margin too. That's the reality, that even though the Republicans kept the House, right now it's only 3 votes.
It's only 3 votes,
right.
So anyone can hold it up, and that basically kicks it over to Trump, who then lays down the law and it's settled.
And it went from 1,500 pages.
He's already controlling it.
It went from 1,500 pages to 116 pages, folks.
I want you all to take note that I do work with Republicans.
Oh, yeah, you shared a microphone for about 5 seconds.
Governor, what do you think?
I think it was very good for the Republicans. They don't have to have this infighting right after the great victories that they achieved in November. And so, really, it's a big day for them. I wonder if Trump's going to stay in the White House tonight.
You know who I wonder is going to stay in the White House is Biden. After that report, Governor Paterson, that we were talking about, that Wall Street Journal report. Oh my goodness, you guys. That was blistering, John.
Tell us.
50 sources, not 1, not 2, 50 sources. They talked about how out of it President Biden has been since 2021.
April 2021, they knew that he was mentally impaired. April 2021.
And Judge, how impaired, that what was stunning was how impaired they said he was, to the point where they had to cancel meetings with world leaders. Is it a good day or a bad day? How can he be president?
Here's the comparison by Elon Musk on the bill. Hold on, where is it?
Okay, let's see, hot off the press.
It was like 3/4 of an inch thick.
Yes, the
versus
first one.
8 inches thick.
John, 1,500 pages down to 116 pages.
Okay.
I mean, come on. Come on, who's going to read 1,500 pages? And guess what? In the 1,500,
look at that.
Oh, that's a great analogy.
Yeah.
That is a great analogy. And that should be the standard for the future, you guys. How could you
can't
shove
put
in all
1,500
this?
pages. It goes back to Nancy Pelosi.
Yes.
Why don't you sign the bill so we'll let you know what's in it after
passage.
Right. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
And this
It is
was
so
the budget.
classic.
This
Yes.
was the budget.
It's
I
the
was
budget.
very upset about today.
Uh-oh.
Was the 39 Chinese.
Yep. Pardoned.
Tell us about it. Were pardoned. How can and these were spies?
Yep. They were spies.
But if we had 39 Americans stuck with the Iranians,
we'd have to pay for them.
We have to pay $6 billion.
Right. And that judge in California let the other one out, essentially said no deal.
Say it slowly so the people understand. This Chinese judge, I don't mean anything
Chinese
like
American
judge.
U.S. magistrate.
Gave what?
She released him in his own recognizance. He was accused of spying for China. He was on his way back to China.
He was at the airport.
They grabbed him at the airport, and she released him. It's absolutely shameful. I don't know what she was smoking or thinking.
Yeah, that's incredible. And you know what? Speaking of cases, you guys, the Luigi Mangione case, everyone's talking about this. This is the guy, of course, suspected of killing the United Healthcare CEO. Today, John, it looked like you and I love suspense movies. It was like a scene out of Mission Impossible, moving him from Altoona, Pennsylvania to New York. They had so many law enforcement officers, so many different planes. It was like planes, trains, automobiles. Talk about massive security. And the good news is, you guys, the feds are now pressing charges against him.
The feds want to take control.
If
Governor?
half of those security people were around President Kennedy, he would have survived.
Yep. Someday we'll find out what happened.
Maybe not.
By the way,
Maybe not.
the feds do not trust Bragg's court. That's what's happening. The feds want to take it away.
Ed, you're absolutely right. That's a move because they don't trust Bragg's office to do a successful prosecution.
They had to send their own guy down in order to do the prosecution against
the number
Trump.
3 guy in the Justice Department to try to hang Trump.
Now,
That's correct.
how can they pardon? Why would Why would Biden pardon 39 Chinese people that were spies?
What do you think?
How do you do it?
You're assuming he knew what is happening when he signed the pardon
real question,
for 1,500 folks.
Ed is right. The question is, who cleared these? Who gave him the pen to sign? Who gave him the papers to sign? Because clearly this man had no idea what he was signing.
I doubt they went through the normal process of going through the Justice Department. They did not do that.
Right. You're absolutely right.
Here's a list, sign it.
That's exactly right. Unless, of course, they had somebody who's a stooge in Justice Department who claims to have reviewed it.